up? Welcome to ThaiPBS Eng.News service. Tonight, you are with me, Bandit Gadbandit. Following the heavy rainfall last night, many areas in southern Thailand are now flooded. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department is forecasting the rain to continue, especially in Bangkok and its vicinity, until the end of the month. The Meteorological Department says rain is expected to continue, especially in central Thailand and Bangkok, until the end of this month. The Water Management Committee has suggested that Bangkok Metropolitan Authority should clean up water drainage systems prior to the arrival of more heavy rain. In northern parts, residents of Kumeya community in the Bangrakam sub-district of Phitsanulok province are accelerating the construction of temporary shelters after their houses were flooded with 1 meter of water coming from the Yom River. Agricultural areas of Wangtik sub-district in Po Pratap Chang district in Phichit province are also inundated. Students are having a hard time commuting to school since their school is also inundated. Parents are opting to take boats, even though they have to navigate strong currents while crossing the Yom River. Meanwhile, in the northeastern province of Yasothon, heavy rain and gusty winds have damaged more than 10 houses in Kutakla community of Kamkhön Keo district. In the southern province of Krabi, palm and rubber plantations are flooded due to flash floods from the Phnom Penh mountainous area. Authorities have announced that 8 districts are at risk of landslides. In Araya Pratet district of Sa Kaeo province, the situation is gradually getting back to normal as shops begin reopening and tourists from Thailand are now crossing the border to visit Angkor Wat. At the Bank of Thailand Symposium 2012, experts on the macroeconomy said that there is no need for the central bank to replace its current inflation targeting measures with an exchange rate targeting mechanism to manage inflation, because the BOT is already using both measures to keep general price levels stable. However, the panelists stressed that the central bank needs to improve its working relationship with the finance ministry so as to better serve the public interest. For the past couple of months, the Bank of Thailand has come under fire for its use of an inflation targeting policy as a way to keep price levels under control, hence stabilizing economic growth. Those who disagree with that methodology suggested that the current measures be replaced by an exchange rate targeting policy. The opposition believes that projecting an inflation rate and using the interest rate to steer the actual inflation towards that target, which is what the BOT is now doing, is not feasible for a small economy like Thailand's, where local prices are easily influenced by external forces, such as the world oil price. At the BOT Symposium 2012, former Commerce Minister Narongchai Akara Serani clarified that the central bank does not restrict itself to only inflation targeting when chasing price stability. In fact, the BOT currently uses a variety of monetary tools to keep inflation under control, including overseeing the amount of credit in the market and using interest rate and the exchange rate measures. Responding to the Bank of Thailand's loss on its balance sheet, former BOT Governor and Finance Minister M.R. Pridiyathorn Tewakul explained that it is an accounting loss, not an operational loss. He suggested that the central bank develop an accounting solution as a way of clarifying the matter with the public. While former Commerce Minister Narongchai and M.R. Pridiyathorn rejected the idea of forming a sovereign wealth fund, former Finance Minister Thirathai Phuwana Naranuban insisted that the BOT's huge $200 billion of foreign reserves be used to invest in assets that would generate better returns. At present, the central bank invests almost half of its foreign reserves in dollar-denominated assets that yield no more than 0.25 to 1% interest, as it regards such investments as safe and of high liquidity. The 3 panelists, however, are in agreement that to maximize the central bank's effectiveness, the BOT has to foster a good working relationship with the finance ministry, strike a balance between stability and growth, and closely monitor the performance of loans issued by commercial banks. One measure to help farmers to cope with flooding is the rice insurance scheme. Dr. Rungtip Chodnapalai talked to Dr. Tuthathong Tarumilit, Secretary General of the Insurance Premium Rating Bureau, who explained how the scheme can help reduce risk for farmers.
So any progress in terms of the rice insurance scheme?
So yes, so right now there's open up for selling at the BSC branch nationwide. We would like to to invite all farmers to participate in these schemes. So this year, so this is the second year of the rice insurance scheme. So there is a coverage in addition to the national peril, which is the pest disease, which is all the farmers are interested in.
Yeah, right. But the budget this time, you think that how much that we will need?
Actually, for the cabinet approved the budget for the insurance subsidy is 480 million baht. That's from the government subsidy.
But then if this scheme finish, any further scheme just to help the farmers?
So actually, we plan to have this year as a second year, and the third year, we would like to expand to probably other farmers, such as maize farmers. So that is the main crop. Right.
And when we help them in terms of insurance or any subsidy, anything else that we would try to help them in terms of research and R&D?
Actually, the government invests a lot of research in terms of the taking care of the rice farmers. Actually, the main organization is the rice department in the Ministry of Agriculture. Right.
But then you work all together with all departments, all the sectors that are involved.
Yes, we plan to have the rice strategies as a national plan. So that's the plan of the Ministry of Agriculture. That's the main party of it.
The Ministry of Public Health is asking the public not to overreact to the news of a new strain of coronavirus, which has yet to be detected in Thailand. Experts insist the Corona 2012 virus will not lead to another round of SARS as rumored, yet health officials will continue to monitor the situation. The Disease Control Department and World Health Organization representatives based in Thailand insist that the new strain of coronavirus called Coronavirus 2012 will not be the cause of a new SARS pandemic. There has been no evidence of human-to-human infection, but authorities will closely monitor Thais who come back from abroad, especially from countries in the Middle East. Because one person in Qatar was found sick and one person in Saudi Arabia was found dead after infection by the virus. Symptoms caused by the new coronavirus are similar to flu. The World Health Organization has not yet classified this virus as deadly and have not issued any formal warnings to people traveling to the Middle East to be cautious. As part of the heightened tensions between China and Japan, Taiwanese fishing boats left the East China Sea yesterday after Japanese Coast Guard vessels fired water cannons at them.
Around 40 Taiwan fishing boats and 8 Taiwan Coast Guard vessels left waters that Japan considers its own in the latest twist in a row between Tokyo and Beijing. Sino-Japanese relations deteriorated sharply this month after Japan bought disputed East China Sea islands, called Senkaku in Japan and Diaoyu in China, from their private owner, sparking anti-Japan protests across China. Taiwan does have friendly ties with Japan, but the two sides have long squabbled over fishing rights in the area. China and Taiwan both argue they have inherited China's historic sovereignty over the islands. Chen Chun-sheng, chairman of the Su'ao Fishing Association, said the Coast Guard used water cannon and other measures to get the Taiwanese ships to change course. All the Taiwan fishing boats and Coast Guard vessels have now left territorial waters. Hugh Adams, ThaiPBS.
And that wraps up tonight's English news. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Bandit Get Bandit. Have a good night. Sawadee krap.